everyone. Another episode of Studio 7, Matt Beauvais. Two new guests today. We ran into the digital office and we grabbed both of these lovely people out of there. You want to introduce yourselves? Now, she does all of these 7 things to do, but in case people don't know, tell everyone who you are.
My name's Julia. I'm on the digital team, and yeah, you can see me Fridays giving you 7 things to do over the weekend.
And how about you in the purple vest down there?
I'm DJ, also part of the digital team, also Niagara County's favorite son.
Yes, Niagara County's favorite son. Okay, so DJ and I have known each other. Let's just get this out of the way now. DJ and I have known each other our entire lives, right? When would you say I don't even know. When did we first meet each other?
I think I moved back from Indiana. I moved back in 1st grade. So I lived across the street from you.
Yeah, so we grew up across the street from each other. We have now worked with each other for 10 years. We were great friends through all of our lives, and then we ended up just working at the same place, which is pretty ridiculous. We kind of sit kitty corner from each other at work. Julia is also right there, so she hears a lot of our antics, a lot of our complaining. We have the type of relationship where we don't really say anything nice to each, especially never. DJ. DJ has never been nice. He's never complimented me. He's never said anything kind, but I think that's just kind of understood that is our relationship.
That's part of the gimmick.
That's part of the gimmick. As for Julia, how long have you now worked here? It's been a couple years at least, right?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And where did you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? He just said he's from Niagara County. Where are you from?
I'm from Depew, and I went to St. Mary's High School and Buff State for college.
Go Bengals. So we've got 2 Bengals here right now, and then DJ is a Bonnie, but also like a half. What was Niagara and Trip?
Trip, smart place to start.
Smart place to start. But what the heck was the mascot? Because it was weird. It was...
I don't know if we had one else there. Maybe it was the Trailblazers.
It switched
when I left.
Yeah, but it switched to like Thunderwolves, right?
Oh, maybe I was a Trailblazer. And then it switched to Thunderwolves. I think after that.
Yeah. All right, move in. Alyssa's telling me to scoot in. The beauty of show business here. I think we're all getting a little bit closer to each other.
Oh yeah.
So what do you guys want to talk about? Because this is the first time that either of you have done this. So I'm gonna let you kind of lead the conversation. If there's things you want to talk about, or I can just start rambling.
That's like the Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about?
Nobody listening to this or watching this probably has any idea what you're referring
Cody
to. If they do, good for them.
SmackDown's in town Friday, by the way.
What were you gonna say?
That was the...
she was. Yeah. She's a wrestling fan.
She had something to say about Roman Reigns yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. No wrestling. What else do you want to talk about? Is there anything else that all of us are passionate about that we could find ourselves talking about for the next 20 minutes?
You're going to the place soon.
You can tell everybody.
You're sitting here with 3 Disney adults right now, so
2.5 Disney adults. You two are big time Disney fans. I am, let's say, a diet Disney fan. I love Disney World. I really, really do, but I don't spend as much time, I think, thinking about it or researching it like the two of you do. I don't say that as an insult either. I think that you guys really know what you're talking about. I know enough that I have to ask people who know what they're talking about to try and kind of lead me on the right path. And I feel like that's what you guys are good at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's become my entire life.
Disney?
My personality.
I mean, DJ listens to, at his desk, like background music from different Disney parks, right? Strictly Disneyland.
Because the Disney World version is not available, but yes, we listen to
not preferred.
I would like Disney World, just music from everything.
So how did you get into it? How did you become a self-proclaimed Disney adult?
We used to go all the time when I was little, and then there was a period when we stopped, and I asked my parents one day, I'm like, why have we never been to Disney? And they're like, you used to go all the time. What are you talking about? So when we started going again, then I kind of ditched them and started going by myself. And I don't know, I just love it.
What is your favorite thing about it?
I feel like it's an escape. Like when you're there, it just feels like you're in a different world, honestly.
Do you have a favorite thing to do while you're there?
My new favorite obsession is Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind.
It's a great ride.
Anytime I go to Disney now, it is like I have to do it no matter what.
Now, are you, because I know the answer for him, are you a Disney parks person, or are you just like Disney across the board?
Well, you voted me the bigger Disney fan out of the two of us because
I did, because of all of the layers that go into this.
Yeah, I'm, Disney Channel grew up on, Disney movies, Disney World. I watched the YouTubers. This one over here probably doesn't even know who Hannah Montana is. Yeah. So
I was gonna say, how much of a fan could you be if you don't? But you very much are just Disney parks.
Disney parks, and my story goes back a long time. How much time do we got?
We have a lot of time.
We'll start the story here. My grandfather when he retired, moved down there, got a job there. I think he was working Star Tours at MGM, now Hollywood Studios. And we would go down there like twice a year with my brother, my sister, mom, dad. We all pack in a car and drive the 20 whatever hours it is down there twice a year. It was awful. But then, and I got to a point where we went so much that I got sick of it. And then my grandpa eventually had to move back up to New York so we could take care of him. And I went like 10, 15 years without ever going there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually went
mm-hmm.
in 2021. And I was like, this is the place.
Yeah.
But then it really wasn't until it was last year. I went with someone else from work, Tony and Julia. And all of a sudden it clicked. And I always loved Disney. It's always been part of me, my family. And we went last year, and I got back, and I was like, this is the greatest place on earth.
Yeah.
Literally the most magical place on earth. And all I do now when I leave here, I go home, and I watch people walking around the parks. That is my life. Read about it. Listen, I'm on the way home. I'm listening to podcasts about it. I'm watching YouTube. I'm on Disney Plus watching history about the parks. I'm reading about everything I can, soaking it all in, because to me it is like the best, and to the point where I'm like, I need to move down there. I need to be there so I can be there every single day.
Well, I think that's him saying that he's going to be looking for jobs in Florida. All right, so we are going to continue talking about Disney because it is very clearly something that we are all pretty passionate about. So we're going to do that coming up in just a little bit on the other side of the break. If you're watching on TV, if you're watching on the stream, we're not going anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, so this is the easiest would you rather, but I feel like there's a lot of different ways we can go. Disney World or Disneyland, but one day. You have one day. You have to decide. Are you spending that one day at Disneyland or at Disney World?
Disney World, without a doubt.
See, I think he's going to say Disneyland, and I think I might say Disneyland too.
We have one day, Disneyland. There's so many reasons for that, but we'll give away 2 minutes. You say why you would pick that.
One day I can get there the quickest. You got a whole day just to travel.
No. You're already there. I'm saying
Okay.
you're there. You're not factoring travel. It's just like you have one full day that you get to spend at either place.
I would still say Disney World. There's so much to do, whether you're at a park, whether you're at a resort, whether you're at a restaurant.
I feel like it's too much to do. I feel like if
There's too much.
there's too
Narrow
much
it down.
that you wouldn't be able to get in. It's like going to a restaurant that has a bunch of things on the menu. I feel like I get overwhelmed. Just give me your fastball, and I feel like that's what Disneyland
Everything.
is.
See, my favorite restaurant is the Cheesecake Factory. So I know a big menu, and I know what I like to eat.
Yeah.
So I know what I like to do in Disney.
I
I
guess
should
so.
like Disneyland because it's one-stop shop. Everything there, and it's a small. And there's some. I mean, as the biggest fan of Walt Disneyland is. This is another conversation. The better park. I mean, I don't think anybody debates that.
I mean, I think that most people would say Disneyland is one and Magic Kingdom is probably two,
Yes.
but understandably so. Okay, so you're Disney World, you're Disneyland. I'm leaning Disneyland, but I understand the conversation. Welcome back to our first ever Disney edition of Studio 7. Matt, Julia, DJ joining you for our episode today. So just plans going back in a couple weeks, completely impromptu, but we decided why not. So we are going to go, and I think we're just going to do 2 days, but very, very excited because this will get me through. We're going to go in April next year, but it's kind of like the next trip. I'm a bit terrified because our daughter is now at the age where she always needs attention. Like, she's very irritable if she is not doing something 24/7. So I'm a little worried about that, but we're going to see how it goes. So we're going back in a couple weeks.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It's a difficult decision to make when you only have, if you're gonna be at the parks for 2 days, right?
Yeah, so we're going to do 2 days at the parks, and I think I've got a plan. And this is something that, I think I've got a plan now. We curated it a little bit, but I think I've got an idea. So we are going there on Thursday and Friday are the days when there's the Christmas party at Magic Kingdom. So on those days, Magic Kingdom is only open with a regular ticket until 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. I think the first day we go, we are going to do the entire day at Magic Kingdom from when they open, which I believe is 9 a.m., until when they close at 6 p.m. with a daughter who's a year and a half. That's like the right amount of time to spend. Yeah. I think we'll take a day off in the middle. Then I think we're going to do a park hopper on Saturday. And then on Saturday, I think we're going to do a park or two in the morning. And then we will end the day at Magic Kingdom at night for fireworks and potentially a couple more rides, and then come home the next morning. So that is going to be the planned attack that we have. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
He's got more judgment probably over here.
It's tough because I don't have a child.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the priorities are. For me, if I'm going and I got 2 days,
true.
It's tough because now I've been there several times in the past year. When we went in 21, it was like, we're going to be there for a weekend. We need to get on every single thing we possibly can.
Yeah.
And we burned through those parks.
Yeah. And mindset completely shifts with a kid.
Right.
Completely shifts.
It's a different, and you kind of slow down and just enjoy the parks.
It honestly does make it a little bit more, not to sound cliche, like a little bit more magical, because you are going at her pace and you're knowing that you are going on things that are going to make her engaged and interested. And that does take away some of the thrill, but it's also all relative. Besides Guardians, besides Avatar, besides a couple rides, there's not many rides that I would consider thrilling. So I am totally on board with going on Pirates of the Caribbean a couple times, going on the Haunted Mansion a couple times, the Jungle Cruise a couple times. Even though I've been on them so many times, for her, it's looking around at everything. Like when the cannon shoots at Pirates of the Caribbean, her eyes got so big the first time of like, what is going on here? So it changes things, but she can't go at any sort of pace that is intense. We will go for the first day, 9 to 6 at Magic Kingdom. We will go on 10 rides max. And I bet
that's a lot still.
And I bet a couple of them are repeats.
And probably characters too.
Yeah, characters. Well, we got to see how she's going to do with characters, because the first time she met Mickey, she was not thrilled. She was a little bit confused. Now I could see it going both ways. I could see there's a potential that she would be super excited, or she'll lose her mind because she doesn't know a ton like about Mickey. She listens to the music a little bit. The only like character she recognizes right now, well, there's two, Elmo and Bluey. She is obsessed with Elmo though. Elmo is just like Elmo, and she just like will snap her head, and all she does is listen to the Sesame Street theme. So it's pretty legit. So yeah, that's I think our plan though. 2 days.
Let me talk about the characters for a second. Do you see the characters when you go? You do, don't you?
Okay. I meet face characters, which are like princesses.
A little
you can
easier.
Talk to them. I'm not going up to, spoiler alert, a teenager.
Whoa.
in a Mickey costume. But I will go talk to the face characters because they know so much about it. Like you can just kind of like,
oh really?
Pick their. Oh my god, they're like so trained.
They're improv actors.
Oh really?
They're so good. They do that because they want to get it like into Hollywood.
Oh,
so
I didn't know that.
People are doing. Yeah.
They have to know the character like inside and out.
So do they? But they won't break character.
No.
So you couldn't go to like Tinkerbell and be like, "Hey, what's the best time to ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?" Like you couldn't do that.
She would be like,
stay kayfabe.
Yeah.
She would not know.
She'd be like, "What are you talking about?" So what kind of stuff would you ask them though?
Oh, I meet Ariel every time because I love Ariel. And she'll ask you about your day. Like they always have something ready to go. Like there's never a dull moment.
So they're staying in character as the person that they are.
Yeah.
But like they don't acknowledge the fact that they're not in that. Like, does she think that she's like, why am I not under the sea right now? Why am I on land?
I'm sure she has a story.
Yeah.
If you say, why are you not under the sea? She would have
yeah.
an answer for that.
So like that's what I would imagine if Ellie is a little bit older, when she starts to like watch the movies and stuff, if she goes up to Tinkerbell
They
and
have
she'll
to
be
know
like, why
everything.
aren't you flying?
Yeah.
They would have an answer for that.
Right. Think about like if you went to a Comic-Con and you ran into some character from Star Wars and
Uh-huh.
you ask them a question about the universe, they have to know that. Otherwise they get buried for not knowing
Uh-huh.
the Star Wars universe. All of these characters know everything about the story, the
Uh-huh.
backstory of everybody. They have to know everything because they're anticipating. I'm sure they also are trained. You're going to be asked these questions today.
Yeah.
So they know that stuff. But that's, I guess, more fair because so shout out to the Tim Tracker and Paging Mr. Morrow, because I watch their videos and they go see these characters, and the ones who don't talk, it's a struggle.
What, like
'Cause-
the characters
The
that
who
don't
just
say
do it
anything back,
hands and-
like Mickey and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
because it's a little intimidating because you go in there and you have to like come up with things to say to them, and they
Yes.
react, and then you have to understand how they're reacting.
It's
Mhm.
like charades.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. You're right.
It seems a little intimidating, and I've watched other people who say like even like some of the all ears people I think
Yeah.
say that it can be a bit much, and
They
as,
get nervous sometimes.
Right.
If they have to do it in like a challenge. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like as an introvert going and trying to talk to them,
Yeah.
I'd be like, and also it's like a 45-minute wait to see these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the ultimate buffer is the kid, because when the door opens and you walk in and you
That's
see Mickey,
easy, yeah.
she runs. If she's happy, we go, oh my gosh, it's Ellie, it's Mickey. Look, can you say hi? If she's crying, we go, oh, we're sorry, Mickey. She met you a couple months ago, but she doesn't remember meeting you. And then he'll put his hands on his cheeks and go, and then
Right.
trying to, like, that's the buffer there, because there's no awkward. That'll be something I have to fast pass. I'm not waiting an hour to go see Mickey for a picture with the baby. But I mean, I guess we'll see what Andrea decides, because that'll ultimately be what we end up doing. All right, we are going to do one more Disney segment coming up in just a little bit. All right, so I know that you would both say Magic Kingdom. Let's specifically talking about Disney World. Or, excuse me. Can we start this over? I got a better one. This is way better. If you could eliminate one Disney World park, what would it be and why? I'm not saying you want to. I'm
I think
saying
we
if
both
you
know.
absolutely had to. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's so easy.
No, we both probably
We're
have
getting rid of one. We all are going to see the same one.
What are you gonna say?
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
See, I don't know if I would say Animal Kingdom.
It's
I think
beautiful.
it is
but-
beautiful. I think I would say Animal
You
Kingdom.
have to say animal. There's not even a choice. here.
Nobody is saying Magic Kingdom isn't even an option,
Not
and I don't even think Epcot is an option.
And everyone I think will agree that Hollywood Studios is a half-day park,
yeah.
Yeah,
but it has Tower of Terror and Galaxy's Edge, like,
yeah, that's true. I mean,
and soon Monsters Inc. land.
okay, but Animal Kingdom has Avatar, which I know people love. They've got the Safari, they've got Expedition Everest, they've got the Lion King show. Like, there's a lot of
Animal Kingdom is an awesome park.
there's a
Right.
lot of fastballs.
It's a
in
great
Animal
place
Kingdom.
to just be.
Yes,
Like, it is really cool.
Mhm.
But there's just not enough.
You
yeah.
could spend 20 minutes there and get.
You get
So,
in.
so
and
basically,
done.
are you? So if you had 3 days to spend, Magic Kingdom a full day, Epcot a full day, and then a half at Animal and Epcot,
Yeah.
is that
You
the like,
got
or
it.
excuse me, Animal
I
and
feel like
Hollywood?
that's the
Yep.
standard.
That's like kind of what people would do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as somebody going to Disney in a couple weeks, I guess
That's
I
the
might have to
standard.
take that advice. All right, welcome back, everyone. Matt Bove. Say your name.
Julia.
Say your name.
DJ.
All right, so 2 members of our digital team here. We've spent the first half of the show talking about Disney. I do want to shift a little bit. We can still talk about Disney. We can get back there. But is this just your preferred travel destination? If you were going on a trip, is it immediately Disney World, or is it just where you go the most? You can start.
I feel like I have to venture out and try some other things, but it's just so easy to go to Disney. You know, the airport back and forth.
Yeah, MCO baby. You don't even need to look up the airport
What a
code.
place.
Yeah.
But you're very Disney, but you're also a cruise guy.
It's so tough now because I am so. It was easier before when I didn't get the Disney bug. It's hard because when you look at the cost of a Disney vacation,
it's extraordinarily expensive.
It is crazy how many thousands of dollars, and then you start tacking on extra family members, and I can imagine.
Yep.
I'm lucky enough that I'm going for myself, maybe one other. And then you compare like, oh, we have a week to take vacation. That week is going to cost you at Disney thousands. It depends on how much fun you want to have.
Yeah, easy.
How crazy you want to get, and how much you're going to eat and where you're going to eat. But then, like you alluded to, cruises. I am the biggest cruise supporter out there because the cost, just how easy they are. You just get on a boat and you just go, and you don't have to worry about anything. Everything's paid for mostly, and it's just fun. I got to see Alaska and all parts of the Caribbean that I would never have seen without a cruise. And you're doing it for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. So it's always like you started planning these other, even if I was like, oh, go to Charleston. 4 days in Charleston is going to cost already more than a 7-day cruise. So it's become almost difficult to do anything else because I'm like, but we can do a cruise for half or a third of the price. So it's become a tricky situation planning vacations. I mean, unless you really love cruises, which I do, and there's no problem with that. But it makes it harder to do anything else and make it argue for it when the cruise is such a great value.
Have you done a cruise before?
I've never been on a cruise.
Now, what are your initial takes? Because I just went on my first one this past summer. So how do you feel about the idea of a cruise?
I think if you do one of those cruises where you stop in multiple places, like that's a good bang for your buck. I just don't know about being like in one space with all those people for so long.
So I felt the same way. I did. I have gone, I'm not fully in. I think that they're really good and they serve their purpose, and there's a lot of reasons to like them and make them a really good idea for a vacation. There are things, though, that I didn't like about them. Now, one of them is understandable because you're doing the same thing as everybody else. There isn't a ton of flexibility and freedom because you are kind of like, let's say you port. We went on a cruise and we went to Greece and a day in Italy. You're going to the same place as everybody else, and it doesn't really like let you see what you want to see. You're seeing the tourist part where everybody who's getting off the boat is seeing at the same time. So that's a little tricky if you're going somewhere for the first time. So like I went to Santorini. I went to Mykonos. But I feel like I saw just a glimpse of it, and I felt like I saw the really touristy glimpse of it, not what it's truly like to be in Santorini or Mykonos or Athens or whatever it ultimately is. That said, the cost is so great. It would cost so much money to do this stuff on your own that there is a convenience to being able to like. Also, the food, I was underwhelmed with the food.
That's a different discussion.
I was a little bit underwhelmed with it. He thinks the food's great.
On a cruise?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's
so good.
I didn't get that sense. I thought that it was very much, it's a buffet at sea, which there's nothing wrong with. I just didn't think that it was great. The quality of it was great.
And well, it's weird because everybody has different takes on different cruise lines and everything. Then I haven't had any issues. I just was on a cruise. I don't even know, what was it, a month ago I went on? Yeah, the end of September, early October. And I went on with my brother, who's been on other cruise lines. And we both, at the end of this cruise, were like, that food was so good.
Oh,
and
really?
My brother is like...
Yeah, he's a stickler.
He is very strict and tough on food.
What was good?
Everything. And there's so many options. There's a buffet. I'll just say I was on the Carnival of Mardi Gras. So it's one of Carnival's newest ships. So we have that going for us.
Mhm.
It's like kind of like, obviously they have a new ship rolled out. They're going to put everything into it.
Yeah.
But what was interesting was it wasn't much of a buffet. The buffet was the smallest by far. And what they're leaning into now is all the specialty stuff. So there's the small buffet, but then there's the like Shaq has his own chicken place. Guy has his burger place.
Uh-huh.
There's like a place that specializes in French fries every day, a different kind of fry. A place that does like kebabs every day. A place that does different pasta. And then there's the specialty restaurants. And normally you pay extra for the specialty restaurants. This cruise had like 3 or 4 specialty restaurants that you got to go to for free the first time. And if you went back a second time, it was only $8.
Oh, wow.
And this was like a fancy Italian place. I don't remember. There was a few others. We did do the, I can't think of what that it's called. What's the restaurants where they cook in front of you?
Hibachi.
Hibachi.
Yes, I don't know why I can think of the name. Hibachi.
Yeah.
We did one of that. That was extra, but also like the best experience ever. Super fun. But the food was so good. Also, I'm just gonna throw it out there, and we went on this cruise for like $100, and we were in the special like Havana suite area. It was $100 a person. Here's a little tip: if you are a casino player and you have casino cards from saved up from wherever, you can go on the Carnival website. I think you could do this with any cruise line. You go on there and you can basically sign up for their casino membership thing, and they're going to ask you to put in a bunch of card stuff. They will then send you offers. We got an offer, $100 a person.
All right.
It's a great deal.
All right. Cruise talk, Disney talk, Julia, DJ. If you thought they did a good job, then I guess we'll do more episodes of them in the future. Thank you for joining Studio 7 for the first time. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon.